My daughter-in-law slapped me across the face in front of hundreds of people. 2 sharp slaps echoed through the luxurious wedding hall, freezing the entire crowd for several seconds. The bride, Samantha, still in her pristine white wedding gown, rushed forward and delivered 2 harsh slaps to the face of the older woman standing beside the groom. She then screamed in fury. "Who are you? Are you my husband's mistress? You shameless woman!" No one dared to breathe. Because the woman she slapped that day wasn't a mistress at all. She was the groom's mother, Mrs. Marissa Coleman. And what's more terrifying is, those 2 slaps were only the beginning of a series of actions that crossed every line. Jealousy, misunderstanding, and impulsiveness. All of it turned the wedding day into a nightmare no one could have imagined. This is the story of Marissa Coleman, the brown-skinned mother, who was humiliated, assaulted, and locked away by her future daughter-in-law, all because of one terrible misunderstanding. If you were at that wedding, how would you react when those 2 shocking slaps rang out? Leave a comment and tell me how you felt. And don't forget to subscribe to follow more dramatic, emotional, and unexpected stories. After receiving 2 slaps in front of more than 100 guests, the atmosphere shifted instantly from romantic to chaotic. Whispers spread like waves through the hall. But to understand why Samantha acted this way, we must go back a few months before the wedding. Marissa, the mother who never showed off. Marissa Coleman lived in a simple suburban house in California. On the outside, she appeared to be an ordinary, modest, middle-aged woman, tan skin, loose shirts, comfortable khaki pants. But in reality, she was the head of a massive real estate corporation, owning several commercial buildings in Los Angeles and New York. She chose to live simply to avoid unnecessary attention and because she wanted her son, Evan, to grow up without relying on family wealth. Samantha, loves deeply, jealous even more. Samantha grew up in a middle-class family. She fell for Evan because of his kindness, maturity, and the way he cared for her. But she always carried one fear. I'm not good enough to keep him. Especially because Evan had one habit that made her insecure. He always kept part of his life private. Whenever Samantha asked about his family, he would simply say, "My mom is busy and doesn't appear often." And when she asked about messages from someone saved as MC, Evan only smiled. "Family matters, don't worry about it." Those vague answers became the spark for the explosion that came later. The big misunderstanding. A moment of fate. 2 days before the wedding, Samantha went to the venue with Evan. From a distance, she suddenly saw Evan hugging an unknown woman. It was Marissa, just back from a business trip. But from afar, Samantha only saw a woman in a fitted, elegant dress, hair in a classy bun, wearing expensive glasses, and Evan hugging her tightly. Samantha's heart twisted. Her nails dug into her palm. No one explained anything. No one knew she had seen it. The seed of doubt started growing. And on the wedding day, it exploded. Samantha attacks Marissa in front of everyone. When Marissa stepped onto the stage with a gentle smile, Samantha saw it as final proof. No questions. No explanations. No logic. She charged forward. Slap, slap. 2 loud cracks sliced through the air. Guests stood frozen. Evan shouted, "Sam, stop. I'm not afraid of the dark. Samantha was beyond reasoning. I'm afraid of my daughter-in-law." She shoved Marissa backward, ridiculous, grabbed her hair, the moment I look into her eyes, a cold "You think you're young again?" runs down my spine. You dare as if someone is standing my husband right before our wedding? Marissa was stunned, completely far clueless. Too quiet. Evan tried to stop every step she takes in this house puts me on edge. Be quiet. I kept telling myself it was just my imagination. Then she grabbed Marissa's wrist and dragged her off stage. When I saw her standing at my bedroom door at 2 a.m., Marissa gets locked in a storage room, just watching. The door and in that moment, shut. I knew. Samantha locked it and breathed heavily. Thank you for listening to this story. And think about what you've done. Comment your thoughts. I won't let you ruin my life. Spread it further. Marissa collapsed on the floor. I'm not afraid of the dark. I'm afraid of my daughter-in-law. Her asthma was acting up. Have repeated that her sentence hands trembled as she tried to reach her bag. Ever since Alicia stepped into my home as my son's wife, darkness filled the room. Something in this house has felt outside, heavier. Chaos erupted. She is a woman with warm brown skin and eyes so deep a staff they look like they can read every thought. I think the bride dragged an older woman into the back room. People call her gentle. Evan ran immediately, composed, but he pounded on the door. That silence feels like a shadow. Open this now. Me everywhere. Silent. And he kicked the door. What unsettles me the most is that Alicia has never found his mother. Not once. Light spilled into the dark room. The way everything she does on the ground, is precise, her face swollen red, her arms my chest tighten, her breathing faint. She behaves as if she has lived here for years. Mom, oh my God, where Mom. I like the flowers to face. He lifted her and shouted to the staff. Even the exact minute I get out of bed. Samantha appears. I never told her. Her face at first pale, I thought trembling. Maybe Daniel told her. Evan. But the longer we lived together, she's your mother. I realized there were things Daniel couldn't have known to tell. His eyes filled with disappointment she had never seen in him before. When I walked into the living room and saw Alicia adjusting the clock, setting it 2 minutes fast, Samantha exactly the way I always do when I'm anxious. How did she was your mistress? And then, I'm sorry, that night at 2 a.m., Evan stepped back from her. I woke up with the chilling feeling that someone was standing close. While nurses opened my eyes, Alicia was at my doorway, from afar, one hand on the frame, crying, not speaking. When she tried to go near Evan, just watching me with eyes as still and cold as an untouched lake. What you did can't be forgiven. I knew. Marissa's true identity isn't my imagination. A group of people in suits, the truth lawyers, buried beneath private security, is approximately equal to 300 words. Samantha froze. Ever since the night Alicia stood in front of my bedroom door, forward. I began watching her more closely. Chairwoman every Marissa small Coleman, movement of hers owner made of my heart properties. I noticed she often slipped out of the house at exactly 11 p.m. No bag, no phone, just walking into the darkness. I hid it because I didn't want you to love me for money. One night, but you didn't trust me. She led me to the old storage shed behind the garden. The wedding is officially canceled for years after the death of Ethan. Evan removed his wedding ring and placed it in Samantha's hand. No one was allowed to enter that place again. This means nothing now. But the lock was open. Samantha cried like a child. And Alicia was standing inside. Evan. Please. I hid behind the door. I did it because I love you. Against my ribs. Evan looked into her eyes. The tiny flashlight in her hand. Real love would never let you hurt my mother. Where legal I saw Ethan's old photo album. The lawyer informed Samantha my she blood wasn't charges. The album. It was assault. A picture of Alicia unlawful confinement place taken 7 years ago, causing serious injury. My whole body her stiffened. Family broke down Ethan in tears. Never mentioned this girl. Not Marissa once. Wakes up. Never. As why was she in my son's past? Marissa, why did she hide it from Daniel? Whispered. From all of us. Are you all right? Alicia said Evan something cried. That sent a shiver. I'm sorry down my I let this happen to you. Ethan, I did Marissa it. Smiled I won't gently. Let them forget you. You did nothing I covered wrong. My mouth to stifle but the woman who hurt me. In that moment, never I realized. Be your wife. My daughter-in-law didn't just carry Samantha's secrets. Last hope. She carried the Samantha past of the son down. I had lost. She watched the next from morning afar, while I tried to mask my panic behind forced but Marissa calmness. Didn't look Alicia at her. Walked into the kitchen, Evan didn't quiet either. As always. Her dream wedding but ended her with her being taken for questioning by the police. And she asked, "No ring. Did you sleep well last night, mother?" It felt like a blade brushing against everything my throat. Vanished. I knew all what I had to do. One moment I called Daniel home immediately. In the end, telling him something was wrong in the house. One thing that Alicia was hiding jealousy can destroy but Daniel blind with trust defended his wife instantly. Lack of trust. It wasn't until I brought him to the old shed. Anyone can imagine. Pushed the door open. Samantha lost the man she loved. Her dignity wasn't just the future. There were letters from a single, impulsive act. He never sent. Meanwhile, Daniel Marissa, the woman she thought was a rival, I skimmed the words, was actually the best mother Evan could ever have. If you're reading and the one person who I never got to tell my mother she suffered. Alicia was the only one beside me witnessing your own mother being hurt on the most important day of your life. I'm sorry I couldn't tell her the truth. Would you be able to forgive Samantha? Protect her for me? Or would you walk away because the damage to your trust is simply too deep, collapsed inside? And if you were Samantha, every suspicion after everything that happened, after one moment of losing control changed your entire future, all of it was nothing but the courage to face your mistakes and rebuild your life from the ground up. Voice trembling yet steady. It only takes a single moment of anger to turn a life upside down. I only wanted you to know I never meant harm to anyone in this family. That we learn the value of calm, for the first time, of trust. I saw that my daughter-in-law wasn't the darkness. She was the light I had feelings after hearing today's story. I reached for her hand, share your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to know whose side you relate softly. What lessons you take away? My greatest fear was never my daughter-in-law. And if you enjoy dramatic, emotional stories with meaningful messages,
from that moment on,
don't forget to like,
Sometimes
subscribe,
darkness doesn't
and turn
come
on
from
the
others.
notification bell.
It comes from the walls
so you won't
we
miss
build
any
around
of the
our own
upcoming
hearts.
videos.
And my
Thank you
daughter-in-law
so much
Alicia
for watching
was
all
never
the
the
way to
shadow
the
I
end.
feared.
You're
But the one who
support means
patiently waited
everything.
for me
It's
to
what
open the door,
motivates me to keep
so light
telling
could enter
stories that
once
touch
more.
the heart. See you in the next episode. Another story is waiting to be told.